Good evening everyone. Tonight I'm going to show you something a little different, but again very simple. On a Friday night in our household we quite like to have a casual tea, and tonight I'm going to do my version of homemade pizzas. So what I've got here is a French stick. Now you could have a much larger French stick, or you can actually get smaller ones that you can use as well. This is a sort of in-between size. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit off the end. This has been in the freezer, this bread. I bought it quite some time ago, so it is a little bit harder to cut. And then I'm going to sort of cut off the ends, then I'm going to cut it in half. And then take the knife. You might want to get somebody to do this for you if you're not very keen on handling sharp knives. And I'm going to slice down lengthwise through the bread so I've got the two halves. So I'll do that with each piece. So there we have, I now effectively have 4 little pizza bases in order to make my pizzas, and for us, for this evening, will be plenty. Okay, so as always with all my recipes, you can put on top of your pizzas whatever you like. I have chosen to have some tomatoes, some ham and some cheese. But you could have some pineapple, you could have sweet corn, you could have sliced bits of turkey instead of the ham. It really is down to you. You could have chilies if you wanted. Again, all down to choice. So what I'm going to do with mine, I'm going to spread a little of this tomato sauce mixture, which is tomato sauce mixed with tomato paste, tomato puree. Just gives it a little rich flavour and also thickens it a little as well. Now you could at this stage put in some mixed herbs, some parsley, but again I've just left it plain, and you can decide within your own family what kind of extra seasonings you'd like to have in yours. So I'm just going to spread this tomato mixture over the bread. You don't want to do it too thick, but alternatively you don't want it too thin either. So just try and gauge it, because you don't want the bread to become a bit too soggy. Now at this stage, what I have always said to people that come to my classes when we've made these before, put your bread at this stage onto your baking dish, purely because depending on how thick the bread is, you could find that some of your filling might actually fall off. So it's quite a good idea at this stage to put it onto your baking tray, and then any filling that does fall off can just easily be put back on, and you don't have to lift it off the table on and then it all fall off. Okay, so I've got my tomato base. So now I'm going to put chopped tomatoes over each one. Again, not too many, because you're going to put other toppings on, and as I said earlier there, you don't want it all to start falling off. Although now it's on the baking tray, it's much easier to pick it up and put it back on and not have to lift the whole pizza up. So I'm going to utilise the chopped tomatoes that I've prepared. Okay. Apologies for the noise. I've locked my dogs out this evening, so they're trying to get into their dog flap, which I have now closed. So on top of the tomatoes, I'm going to place a little of the ham on the top. And then the final bit, the grated cheese. As simple as that. I'm actually using cheese that's already grated, that I keep in the freezer, which means it'll last quite a while, especially at the moment when we're not trying to go out shopping too often because of this coronavirus outbreak. So it's quite handy to have in the freezer as an alternative to fresh cheese. And that really is it. The next stage later on, just before we're due to eat, would be to put that in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. My oven's set at 170 degrees, which I think is quite a good temperature to have, and they're ready to eat. Hope you enjoy. Take care everybody, and I'll see you again on Monday. Bye!